Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Make sure to smash that like button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, just some post-fight thoughts on one of the fights this weekend. Chris Eubank Jr., Liam Williams finally had the grudge match, and it was a unanimous decision victory for Chris Eubank Jr. A tale of two halves of the fights. Eubank, for me, it was an incomplete performance. It was a performance where he started very strong, had an opportunity to really put a statement, make a really strong statement with a early stoppage win over Liam Williams, a guy who's never been stopped. And Eubank just didn't get it done, man. He didn't put the foot on the gas, and you have to question whether, who is he in that ring nowadays? He's a completely different fighter compared to a few years ago. A lot more movement, a lot more movement, but where was the old Eubank when he needed him? When he had this man hurt, had him down from simple jabs even. Where was the physicality? Where was the aggressiveness? Where was the desire to put an end on this fight? Where was the combinations? The violent uppercuts. I don't know. This Eubank is too careful, too much movement, and he doesn't have a good enough jab. He doesn't have the slickness or the boxing skills to really be successful with this style at the top level. I mean, without those knockdowns, this fight was pretty close. Liam, after those knockdowns occurred by the fifth round on, I mean, Liam, you can argue Liam won almost every round. Probably the 11th he lost with that bullshit knockdown that the ref called, which was a slip. Liam once again showed heart, came back into the fight, but I don't know what it is. He just gets caught cold early and he gets dropped and puts himself in a hole, and he was in a big hole after 3 knockdowns in the first 4 rounds. But Eubank did win the fight. He landed the knockdowns, which were the major difference in the fight, but it wasn't overall an impressive performance by Chris. It just makes you convinced that he's never going to win a world title. That he's just not that good. He's not good enough. He's got good qualities, but he just doesn't put it all together. And now he's trying to act like Roy, being this movement type boxer. But he's not Roy though. He's better suited as aggressive, going after his opponents, the physicality. I mean, the violent uppercuts. I mean, where was that? Where was he tonight? I didn't see much violence. I didn't see much physicality. I didn't see much aggressiveness. I didn't see no killer instinct. So the killer instinct looks gone. And this style ain't gonna cut it at the top level. He won't beat Charlo. Even an Asian Golovkin, I still think beats him. The jab will be too much. I don't even think he beats Murata, even coming off a 3-year layoff. Murata has a good jab and a really great right hand. And all those guys have power, and they show more killer instinct than this guy. And this guy has never won a world title. Not an official one. So, a lot left to be desired for Eubank. The show will go on, but I think he should leave Roy Jones, man. I really think he should. I think it's not a great match. It's not a good style for him. I think he should be with more of an aggressive trainer, to get that killer instinct back. A knockout type coach or an offensive type coach. I mean, he's never gonna be a slick guy or a slickster. I mean, he was getting caught with jabs, overhand rights, but he's been blessed with a really good chin. It's gonna be hard to get him out of there. And he's got a good engine, but he's very inconsistent with what he does, and now he has no identity in that ring. He was once this aggressive combination puncher, now he's some mover who's not that slick. He gets caught a lot, and with his hands down, defense sucks at times. But he does have ability. It's just that he needs to put it all together in one night. But even an Asian Golovkin would still be trouble for Eubank. Even an inactive Murata would still be trouble for Eubank. And he wouldn't beat Charlo. He's just too good of a boxer. Much better boxer compared to him. So where is the target for Eubank? If he's going to take an L, who should he take an L against? It's Golovkin. He needs to beg and push and do whatever he can for that fight. And he still will have a chance against an Asian Golovkin. But even an Asian Golovkin, I still think is a little too much right now for Eubank. But he got the win. He got the W. He moves on. But, you know, we already know the ending to this story. He's never going to win that world title. Unless he cherry picks a really weak champion, someone out there. There's really only two directions for Eubank now that he's 32 years old, going on 33. Do the Saunders rematch. Now that Saunders is like semi-retired and coming off eye surgery, he'll have a chance in that rematch. But the slickness of Saunders will always be trouble. Or he goes after Golovkin and hopes Golovkin just gets really old overnight and he somehow avoids that jab. There's really only two ways, two directions Eubank should go. A big money rematch with Saunders or a cash out with Golovkin. If he can get him at the right time, it will be a great opportunity for him. If he can somehow beat an Asian Golovkin. So that's what Eubank needs to focus on. I mean, this was a risk tonight. I was surprised he took it. And he had a strong start, but it was an incomplete performance. And he just needs to go out there and find the biggest fight possible for the most money because, you know, the cherry picking will go wrong eventually. But this was not a cherry pick. This was a really, this was a good fight. It was a risk. Eubank was the victor, and now he moves on to hopefully bigger and better things. Hopefully no more showcases like he had last year. And just, you know, roll the dice. You know, he's not getting any younger. If he loses, he loses. You know, but, you know, let him get his chance, his opportunity to fight for a legitimate world title. You know, for once. A fighter shouldn't be this deep into his career and never even freaking challenge a world champion, an official one. So let's get it done, man. He's not gonna get any better. In my opinion, he's regressed. He's definitely regressed. But he's not gonna get any better. It is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the fight, the performance. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.